Hi, and thank you all for joining us today. We are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans.
Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
The Church of Mavis Radio Show, Friday nights at 8 p.m., 7 Central, starring Jeffrey Pritchett with his co-hosts Wham and Jay McNicholas, right here on the United Paranormal Radio Network, UPRN 107.7 FM, New Orleans.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday night edition of me, Shawn Kelly, the host of Into the Night. Man, I tell you what, we're filling up pretty good here. This is great. Heidi welcomes. Hey, Mr. Wojo, what's up, brother? And of course, the beautiful Sam. Okay, and D Hoot's here, and he's here for you, Sam. So I'm glad that you kind of made it there, brother. I have a little bit of, hey, Holly, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Well, welcome to UPRN 105.3 New Orleans, Mississippi 107.7 New Orleans. Okay. Just want you to tell everybody that I am going to have a Christmas Eve show next week. So if you are interested in coming, if you have no, hey, Joe Fox, good to see you, brother. If you're interested in stopping by on Christmas Eve, it's just going to be from the normal hours from 8:10 to 9:10 p.m. And if you have nothing to do, come on in and join the show. Well, I really don't want to get into a lot of stuff tonight in my opening comments, but I will say that I'm glad that everybody's here. I'm glad that people are listening to the show. And my guest is wonderful, man. Let me tell you a little bit about her, okay? Let's see if I can get her to blush a little bit. No. But no, my guest tonight, I have seen her on Bantering with Richie B with the Bigfoot people, Mr. Wojo. I've seen her stuff. She is on a friend of mine on Facebook. And I got a little bio for you here that she sent. And I'm just going to bring it up here and I'm going to say a little bit. Sam's Pretty Paranormal is a mom of 3 boys, wife of an amazing and supportive husband, and getting her bachelor's degree in digital film. She is pursuing a career in cinematography for music, videos, and film. Her passions are makeup, film, making true crime, and paranormal and her favorite Bigfoot. So, you know what, everybody? Let's give her a round of applause. And without further ado, my guest tonight, Sam's Pretty Paranormal. Hello there, Miss Sam.
Hi.
Thank you
Hey,
so much
everybody.
yeah, listen, she's here. Everybody, she's here. So start waving, give the round of applauses like that. You know what I mean? Thank you for being on the show tonight.
Of course.
Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays,
Yeah,
however you want it, you know.
yeah. Same to
Um,
you.
Thank you. So tell us, a little bit about yourself.
Um, well, my bio kind of sums some of it up, but yeah, I'm just a mom and a wife trying to pursue her passions in cinematography and film and makeup, and of course, I love the paranormal. Um, yeah, I'm just very simple. I don't know.
You're simple. Oh man,
Yeah,
I don't
I
think so.
don't know.
From what? Because we run with the same crowd, okay?
Mhm.
And I hear you're an amazing angel with everybody, and I've seen you on some of those podcasts here, and the deal
Yeah.
with Richie B and Mr. Wojo. God bless you. I got to give you 100 stars for that. You have the you
Right.
have the you have the patience of an angel. You
I
know what I mean?
I
But
do.
man, Mr. Wojo, yeah, Mr. Wojo and Richie B. I hope Richie B stops in, and Mr. D Hoot. He's a good dude,
Right.
and he tells you that you are the salt of the earth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Steve Wojo says 200 stars, and I'll put up what
Right.
Heidi said. But listen, what prompted you to to actually go to school to be a cinematographer?
Oh, wow. Well, I'll say, in the beginning, yes, oh, the Hoot's a she,
Oh
yes.
no, yeah,
Um,
I did not know you were a woman, D. Sorry about
it's
that.
okay.
Oh, I feel bad. Oh, oh,
It's okay. Um, so fun fact about me, I was actually gonna go into criminal justice before I started my career in film school, and uh, I only done that for almost 2 years. And then I got out of it because there was just a lot going on at the time in life, and it was a few years. 2019 is when I started a makeup company. Oh, well, I
oh
didn't start
really?
it. Excuse me. I didn't start it. Back up. I
Okay.
I joined Unique. It's a makeup company. It's like one of those pyramid things I got caught up in. But I found my love for makeup there, and I started getting creative, and that company pushed us out of the box to make go live on Facebook, make videos, and so I was like, I started doing that, and I noticed I was like, hey, maybe I got a little niche for. I like making videos. I like editing. I like doing this. So I started a YouTube channel, and then from there, um, I got a call in to join Grand Canyon to do film.
Hmm.
And so ever since then, it's just like one door opening after another. So I was like, I guess I'm on the right path. I don't know.
Well, that's good. And the type of cinematography, can you tell our listeners out there what do you like to film?
Um, I like to do mainly. Well, I got a taste of filming a wedding. It was my brother's wedding, so
Hmm.
that was like a little practice run, and I really enjoyed doing that. And then I recently have filmed a music video with Starlet Austin, and I was like, man, I really like this too. I like doing this. So um, that's kind of where I'm going with it once I graduate is like weddings and music videos. I like documentaries. I made a Bigfoot documentary for my
Oh, you
class,
did?
and
Okay.
yeah, it's called Into the Shadows, and I don't know. I think those three would be the most I would pursue with film.
Mm-mm. Well, that's great. God bless you for doing
Yeah.
it. Well, being a paranormal investigator that I am, I have worked with a lot of video cameras. I've done um, a lot of digital voice, you name it. And I know, I'm telling you, it's hard. It's hard to, because you're carrying all this. Hey, Jenny Nicasio, how are you? Good to see you. Mark Eddy, good to see you. Hi, Michelle, good to see you too. Look at all these people coming out for you
I
tonight. Ain't that
know.
great? Ain't
Thank
that
you.
great? Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle says, hey, oh, you can see what they're writing, right?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, cool. All
Yeah.
right. Because I like to, get my people in here, um, would like to have participation. Okay, my God, look at all these beautiful comments that you're getting here.
I know. Thank you.
I know, man.
Wow.
I didn't make you blush. These people in here are making you blush, so which is cool.
Yeah, they're
Um, so I would like to get a little bit of back what's going. Sparky's paranormal and outdoors.
thanks. Thank you.
There, there you go. All
Yeah.
right, I'll let them do the talking. You can see what they're saying.
Yeah, they're
But all I know is that what got you like into Bigfoot? That's my question to you.
Oh, well, so I've always loved Bigfoot, just ever since I can remember. Especially when I was little, me and my dad would talk about stuff like that, and he got me interested. And then I watched Harry and the Hendersons, and I was like, when I was, and so, but no, really, I've always like been interested in the Bigfoot, but the thing that drew me in was my cousin who doesn't believe in anything, by the way. He's just a good old country boy, just simple, not into ghosts, not into none of that. Okay. He's been hunting since he was little.
Mm-hmm.
And he about, I would say, like 2 years ago, April, he had an experience in the woods, and he could not explain what he saw. He saw two of them, and he described it to me as one being about 7 foot and one about 6 foot, all
Mm-hmm.
black, hair. At first, he didn't know what it was, and he thought, is that a bear? But then he was looking, and he was like, no. He saw a shoulder, he saw an arm. He was like, no, that's not a bear. So when he told me that story, I said, okay, there's something going on up there. Which the land that happened on, my family. So on my dad's side, my grandma, my great grandma, there is full like Cherokee going on there. My uncle used to find arrowheads on that land, so I'm like,
Right.
that's interesting. That's an interesting connection there. So yeah, that's what drew me in. And then I found Banner with Richie B and Wojo, and that's just lit the fire a little bit more.
Lit the
Yeah,
fire a little bit more. I think they threw
yeah,
you in. And there's my buddy Squatch, man. He's a very good Bigfoot hunter too. I don't know if you
yes,
met Squatch. He is. He's good.
yeah.
So,
I've heard of it.
I mean, have you ever thought about taking your camera out, and doing, like a little, I forget, I can't get the word out of my mouth, but a video of going Bigfoot hunting.
Well, okay, so this is funny. Um, After he told me that story, my cousin, I actually went with I put my kids in the car and I drove to where he saw it. I was driving the roads back and forth looking. I made a video. I put it on YouTube. It's not the greatest, but I never did get out of the car though because I was by myself. But but yeah, that was my first like little going out kind of trying
Right.
to see what I could
Okay.
find. But yeah, I've been trying to document things and I've been sending pictures and videos to Richie of things I'm finding in my own backyard and
Okay.
really interesting stuff. So I have been taking my camera out there and I'm trying to put something together to put on YouTube when I can, but
Mm-hmm.
it's mainly like the structure situation that I've been seeing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're more into the structures, like the little huts that Richie talks about, Mr. Wojo talked about.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy though. Myself, uh, I I started this like 5 or 6 years ago doing radio, and I'm telling you what, I have met some interesting people on here doing this show.
Right.
It's like a lot of Bigfoot hunters, a lot of Bigfoot investigators, UFO investigators, paranormal, and I really did not believe in Bigfoot. I really didn't. I didn't. I know
Yeah.
that. I mean, that's like a mortal sin nowadays. You just can't. You just can't not believe in Bigfoot.
Right.
But so whenever because I know you have watched Richie B and Wojo's YouTube channels when they go out and investigate at night,
Mm.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so how are you willing to go out at night and shoot some film?
Um, I would with somebody with me, like so my husband or something, and definitely have protection. Uh,
Mm,
if you know what I
okay,
mean.
okay, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I would if I was, had some people with me.
Uh, well, that's a good idea because I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, honey, and I live in the city, so it's like, yeah, like about a mile out of Pittsburgh, and me and the woods
Yeah.
don't get along. You know what I mean? We just don't get along. I
Yeah.
might go in 20 feet, and I say, okay, that's it, I'm done. Let's go back out again. You know, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that because I'm supposed to. I want to get up to Massachusetts with Richie and Wojo and have them take me out there. I'm really looking
Yeah.
forward to that. If you had, here's a question for you. Two questions. Why would you bring your children with you to find a Bigfoot?
Well, uh, we were in the car, so I figured, if anything, we're just gonna drive past it, and that would be the majority. Like, I just done it because I was in the car and it was locked. But yeah, I wouldn't have took them out of the car and like tracked through the woods or anything. But they're older now. And they're interested too. Me and my oldest actually went into our backwoods just the other day, and
Uh huh.
we tried to do some whoops because he was like, I think there's something out here, and I was like, possibly. I mean, the things we're seeing with some of the trees don't make sense, like how Mother Nature would do that. But
Right.
so yeah.
That I mean, I find that interesting, especially with you bringing your oldest, how your oldest is like getting really big into this. I mean, and what I
Mm,
what I admire about you is that you don't tell them no, you can't do that. They don't, they're not for real. Do you know what I mean? I'm just
yeah,
saying. And I'm
yeah,
because there's a lot of people out there now. There's a lot of moms and dads out there. You know, I know growing up that I mean, if I even mentioned the ghost, okay. I mean, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't talk about it. I'd be going, to a mental hospital because of that
Oh,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
that's how it worked back there. Um,
yeah.
what would you do if you actually would encounter a Bigfoot? What would you do?
Um, I don't know. I feel like that I would probably do the most classic move. It'd probably freeze and just be like, "What is that?" Like,
Okay.
and I don't know. I would be scared. I would probably run. I'd probably freeze and then I'd probably run because I
Okay.
don't know
Okay.
because yeah, I don't know. They seem pretty. I don't know. They're not like the movies portray. I don't believe. Like I don't see them being violent unless just had to, because every time Richie B and Wojo are out there, it's like, I mean, they can tell they're being followed or they're being watched, but it's not a threatening feeling. I don't believe.
Right.
Just they're there, kind of. Maybe they're observant. So I don't know.
Well, think about it. And I've told Ritzy this, and I've told Wojo this about my dream. My dream is that, honestly, that I'm with them two, and we're
Mhm.
out in the woods, and all of a sudden one decides to come up, you know, and them two are running for the hills, right? They're turning around, they're
Oh,
gone, they're running.
really?
Yeah, they're gone. But and they're saying, come on, Shawn, let's go. And I'm thinking to myself, no, I don't want to go.
Hmm, that's
And
interesting.
the reason being about that is if they have arms, if you know what I mean, if they have a heart, yeah, that's true, Bojo. They are
Yeah.
curious of you as you of them. Um, I would think, and this is in my dream only. Who knows what would happen in real life? But I'm thinking if
Right.
they wanted to communicate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, why not? You know, who knows? They might make some noises that I might like pick up, or something like that, or maybe do some hand signals or something like that, like a heart sign, or I'm yours,
Yeah.
brother.
Right. That's funny. I mean, yeah,
Sparky Paranormal says, I don't think Bigfoot cares about kids. I think they would protect them due to statements and events. I agree with you. I agree with you. And you know what, Sparky? Honest to God, that's the same way in paranormal hunting. I'd feel the
yeah,
energy, definitely, Heidi. What does D have to say here? The atmosphere changes at times. Yes,
yeah. Hmm.
yeah, and that's the same way in with the paranormal. When you go out on a ghost hunt. But back to
Yeah.
Sparky, you know, doing a lot of ghost hunting, ghost investigations, and stuff like that. You'll be surprised how children are protected. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are for
Yeah.
real. Um, Especially when you get a young couple that have a couple kids, and I mean, they got their great grandmas keeping an eye on the children. You know what I mean? And they got their grandmas keeping an eye on their children.
True.
And if there isn't anything nice about the couple going on, like arguing or something like that, the grandmas start raising hell. And
Right.
not to hurt them, but to get their attention. And and that's when they call me, or any paranormal investigators, see why their house is being haunted. But I'm more interested, that's me in my thing, in my answer, you know.
Yeah.
But I see, I feel that that Bigfoot is real. Okay, I really do. I totally believe that.
Yeah.
And because nowadays, and being in the field of the paranormal, um, what's really cool about it is that there is so much out there in the universe, so much stuff that we just do not know about. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so it gives people for an open mind. You know what I mean? An
Right.
open mind there.
Right.
What's Sparky say here? Hey, Matt, good to see you. Matt said, hi, Santa. Do I look like Santa Claus, Sam? Do I look like Santa Claus? That's what they're saying. Just a little. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Sparky says, I have found an outdoorsman, woodsman when I have kids out with me. Everything changes in the woods. Just might be me, but seems like everybody knows to protect them from things. And that I agree with you 100%, Sparky. Absolutely. 100%. And everybody in the chat room, do I look like Santa Claus? You gotta tell me. My very good friend Matt says that I look like Santa Claus. So if you want to tell me that I'm nuts or something like that, you are more than welcome to do it. But a little bit off the Bigfoot thing. Hey, dude, what's up, my man? And who's this?
This is
And who's
this is Liam.
Liam? Good Irish name. Look at Liam,
Yeah.
man. Thank you, Sparky.
I'm a baby.
Yeah, you're a
You're the baby. Oh wow.
yeah.
Liam, the world, Liam. Thank you, D-Hoot. You know, Liam, do you believe in Bigfoot?
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Baba Foot.
Foot.
This is
Okay.
This is babies.
God bless.
This is babies.
Okay. Here, go show Daddy the Foot.
Oh,
He
God
calls
bless
him
that.
Foot. He calls him Foot.
Heidi says, hi, little cuteness guy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Loza says, handsome fella. Yeah, he is,
Thank
man.
you. Yeah.
Well, he's cute. He is, Sparky. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was awesome. Now, see, that's what I like. I think that that was cool, man. It just put a little smile on my heart there, you know.
Right.
So the big question. Oh, we did that. About how much of the paranormal do you believe in?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Well, I mean, all of it. I guess I've had my own personal experiences, quite a few.
Would you like to share a couple of those?
Well, so when you were talking about the protection thing with children.
Yes.
So when I was 8, my mom and I lived in an apartment, and when we first moved in there, I didn't like it. I was like, it's just uncomfortable there. And it was not long after my great grandmother passed away. I had a dream about it was a lady in the apartment, and she was like super mad at me, like she was angry at me. I've never seen this lady before in my life. But she was super mad at me, and she was coming after me in the dream, like full force. And I remember distinctly she started blowing on the back of my neck, and it was ice cold.
Mm-hmm.
And then my great grandma come out of nowhere with a stick, and she just started beating her over and over. Yeah. And that was not long after she passed away. And then after that, I never had any more dreams, nothing else. I will say prior to the dream, I did wake up and I saw it was almost like an outline shadow of a woman. I could tell it was like an older woman, like in front of my closet. And come to find out, I got curious because even at 8 years old, I was like, I'm going to investigate this. I asked a neighbor. I said, did somebody live in that apartment before me and my mom moved in? And she said, yes, it was a lady. She was in her late 50s. She had a heart attack. She was in there for like 3 days before her daughter found her. And I
Oh,
was like,
wow.
wow. Yeah. So that was scary. But so that was my first like real experience with
Hmm.
the paranormal. And then I've had like so many after. There's a place not far from me called the Madison Dry Goods. I've had a lot of experiences there. It used to be a funeral home, and it's like really big with the Charlie Lawson. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it was in the 1930s when this happened. He killed his whole family on Christmas Day in
Oh,
Stokes
wow.
County. Yeah, and they brought the whole family there to the Madison Dry Goods when it was a funeral home to, prepare them and stuff. And ever since then, it's like they've had a lot of interaction and like a lot of experiences with feeling like one of the Lawson children was there. It's crazy. I took my camera down there and filmed and caught a lot of stuff in just my microphone. Just like I was with one of my friends, and yeah, we just I wasn't expecting to pick up anything. When I come back home and I put it through editing, I could hear the faint
Hmm.
little, and I was like, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Um, when you did, Audrey, thank you. Audrey said yes. I look like Santa. That's cool. Um, so, um, have you ever done any EVPs? Hey, Jay, good to see you. Have you done any EVPs? Have you ever gone out with a paranormal group to do some investigating?
I have not. I have been with a friend of mine, Jody, but he used to be really big into doing the paranormal, but he hasn't done it in anymore since. But there is a mother daughter duo. They're called the Stokes County Paranormal Group, and they really do a lot of authentic work, and I really like what they do. Um, they have an open invitation, so whenever I'm available, I can go with them. But I would like to get hooked up with them, maybe try to do some stuff.
Okay.
Um, but like I said, like the EVPs, as far as that, I've caught a few in my microphone on my camera. I did have an app for a while. It was like I think it was called Ghost Radar. I don't know how much. I
I,
don't know. I don't know. I will say, I went to a graveyard that's nearby, and I opened that app, and it's on my channel. Like there's proof. I opened the app, and the name David come across, and I was like, David. And so started looking at the headstones. I was like, well, maybe there's a David. I I'm I kid you not, it was maybe 2 or 3 headstones down from me, there was a David, and I was like, "No." I was like, "How does
oh,
that
man.
happen?" Yeah, that was the first time. The second time I went, um, I pulled up, and it pulled up Sam, and I recorded that one as well on the channel, but it said Sam plain as day. Now, I'm Sam, but my great grandfather's buried there. His name was Sam, so I was named after him. So I don't know who that, which one of us it was talking about, but
Okay.
I thought that
I
was
don't
pretty
put,
cool.
there is one app on my phone that I really, truly love, and it's called, let me get it up here, and I highly recommend it for everybody. They're not my sponsor, so I'm not, sponsoring this people, but it's called Necrophonic.
Oh
And
yeah.
that, my dear, I definitely believe in that app. But the other ones, oh, Heidi did it. Wow. Okay, Heidi downloaded Necro, but it's very good. It's just like you're like in the ghost box. It's like a ghost box. You You ask questions and then they will answer back, and sometimes they won't.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
but it's like I don't. I've, I've been doing it for over 30 years now, and you really have to have an open mind, honestly, if you actually want to do the paranormal investigating. The only
Mm,
thing I dislike the most is that some investigations we had like 4 or 5 video cameras going at one time, right?
mm,
Do you know what it's like looking at 4 or 5 videos after a 5-hour investigation?
um, that's exhausting. Yeah, I can imagine. I can
and the
imagine.
camera and the camera's stationary. But I will tell
Right.
you, if you really want to get into a good piece of equipment, okay, I would go and invest in one of those trail cameras, the deer cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 of those, and whenever I go to a house, wherever I go to an investigation, I really don't need that much equipment. I just set up the cameras where I need to be and
Right.
just let them shoot away, and you get a lot
Right.
more. You get a lot more stuff on that. But back to
Right.
you again.
Oh, well,
Um, so you said in your bio you like to do some documentaries, and you've done one
yeah, I did. I done one on Bigfoot.
on Bigfoot. Okay, you want to share
Yeah.
about that a little bit?
Um. So, um, my assignment, I was required to interview 2 people. Um, but I upped it to 3. um. So, my cousin was one. Richie B and Wojo were the next 2, and then my friend Jody wanted to help me out a little bit. So that's like the main part of my hey Richie. That was the main part of the
There he is.
documentary. Yeah, he's finally
By
in
time
here.
finally got your butt in here, Richie
He's
B.
he's late. Get him a tardy slip.
Give him a tardy slip.
I'm just I'm just playing. um but yeah, that was a really fun documentary. I had to do everything, B-roll, everything on my own was shot by me, no stock, no nothing. Um, and I actually found out I have drawing skills with this documentary because I drew Bigfoot,
Right.
and I was sketching him throughout the beginning of the video. It was really cool how that worked out. But yeah, it's just talking about really the basics. I didn't get into like the meat of what I wanted to, and that's why I'm working on part 2, and it's taken a little bit for that to come out because I have so many other assignments coming in. But part 2 is going to be more of Richie B and Wojo and my cousin,
Mm-hmm.
and going out to the location because I did film us going to the location and the exact spot he was sitting when he saw it. The tree that they stood beside, like I got all of it, all the good stuff.
Cool.
So
And
yeah.
how long did it take you to edit and put it all together?
Well, I like to give myself about a week with a shorter because that was 20 minutes long, that little short documentary. Um, so with something like that, maybe a week. But when you start getting into like longer ones, it takes a little bit because you're putting so many details in within it. So
Right.
I would say
Right.
up to 2 weeks, just up to 2 weeks, maybe. I don't
Up
know.
to two
I
weeks.
haven't.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
That's just too long. I mean, I would have loved to do something like that, but I tell everybody, and I'm being honest with myself, is that I wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, I could do it. I do a little editing myself, but I'm not that good. But I just don't have the time to do it. You know what I mean? So it kind of like
I
kills the
feel
thing.
you.
But I'm retiring in a couple of years, um, so whenever that happens, and then maybe when I retire, then maybe I'll get a little bit more into that.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to retirement because then I'll do a lot of Bigfoot hunting. What's your thing on UFOs and aliens?
Oh, that comes at a really good time because we got like a lot going on. I, I really, I don't know how I feel about aliens. I do have an interest. Now, like with current events, I don't know if that's got anything to do with aliens, but considering that we've got such a humongous universe and the different like there's so many planets, probably like more we don't even know about. I would find it hard to believe that there wasn't something else,
Hmm.
inhabited and out there because it's just so cute. Like, why would there not? I don't, you know what I mean?
Right,
So,
right.
and I know I've heard of people's experiences. Like I've watched like like alien documentaries and stuff like that. So there's something going on,
Okay.
but
Does
yeah,
it
I
pique
don't know.
your interest like Bigfoot?
No,
No.
no, not quite as much as Bigfoot, but I guess I don't know. I'm more connected with the Bigfoot than I
Okay.
am like aliens. Um, but they are interesting. I will say it's an interesting topic, and the people that's had experiences are wild. The
Oh
things that
yeah.
they've experienced. So
Well, there's a theory out there, and I believe in this theory that the UFOs and the Bigfoot actually kind of work together, hand in hand.
I have heard
Um,
of that. Hmm.
what's your feeling on that? What do you think?
Well, see, there was I think I want to say, let's see, there was a post on Facebook not too long ago, and they asked that, what do you feel Bigfoot is? I personally feel like he's flesh and blood, but I don't know, considering the situation where Richie B and Wojo, I mean, like with the camera, they can hear him. They clearly something's getting their what they leave at the gift and share, but it cannot be seen, which I found that interesting. So
Right.
does it have some kind of
Cloak?
yeah? So it's all interesting for sure. I can't say I can't rule it out. I mean that they're not, can't
Right.
rule it. So
And yeah, I see. To me, I totally believe that because whenever I read up on a Bigfoot sighting, okay, um,
mhm.
I always check to see how the UFO activity was going on in that area. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Heidi
yeah.
says interdimensional, and that is true. I think, and I think the UFO, the aliens come down, pop them through the portal, you know, let them run around a little bit, and then whenever the situation gets a little hairy, you know what I mean? You know,
Right,
then you know what I mean. Then they're like, all right, time to come back. You know, we given
right,
them enough. That's the way I look at the
right.
situation.
It
But
could be. Yeah.
so what are your future plans there?
Well, my future plans is to graduate. That's the current track I'm on. That's what I'm seeing currently in my future. I'm going to graduate, get my business license, and I want to start pursuing the jobs, the weddings, the music videos, whatever I can film,
Hmm.
whatever the door opens for me to film is what I want to do.
Well, you know what? Whenever that happens and you're ready to get out there, man, I know I will, and Wozo and Richie B and many other people here who are in the chat room, we'll just back your ass up. You know what I mean? We'll be like,
Oh,
oh,
thanks.
no doubt about it, man. I mean,
Right,
we're like Sparky says, bomb, you go, girl.
right.
Heidi says, love the bluegrass music video.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, Yeah.
I mean, it just, and I guess to have that talent to do music videos, your mind must be like way out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh. Thank you, Patrick.
That's my brother.
Oh, nice to meet you. Um, yeah, when I was doing that music video for her, I create a storyboard. I always create a storyboard with anything that I'm gonna film. So I have to draw it out so I know exactly what's gonna happen with the camera. But I had to listen to her song over and over and over and over again, just so scenes would come, like where I want to put her. What do I see when I hear that song? Like it takes a little bit. It does. It's
Okay.
not. I
Okay.
can't just automatically, like, I know some people's just really good. They can hear a song, they're like automatically, this is what I'm gonna do. But for me, I have to do that repetition with the song and just kind of play it out, and just as I go, draw the scene. Okay, this is where I'm gonna put her for this part and this part. And
That's
so
cool.
that's my
That's
process.
awesome. Oh, Mr. Wojo says absolutely 100% will back you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's my
Yeah.
buddy from New Zealand. Hey, Stony, good to see you, honey. Good to
Yeah.
see you. Oh my gosh.
And
Um,
D Hoop brings up that I also do cooking for the dead. I
yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah. I was just
Um
gonna say, what's going
yeah.
on there?
So I gotta do Hank Williams apparently. That's my next one. So really that was just me trying to get creative on the YouTube, because I don't see anybody really cooking for dead people. Um so I just find a famous person, um, and I read about their story, their life, and then if it'll tell me what the last thing it was they ate, I'll do that. And if not, I find out what their favorite thing to eat was, and I make it. So I tell their story.
Oh,
Then I
wow.
Yeah, then I film the cooking part, and then if there's a paranormal experience that people has had with that person, like Elvis, Marilyn Monroe, like George Jones even had a little bit of a really beautiful ending right before he passed. I like to share that in there as well.
That's awesome. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Can uh, well, I just lost my thought. Mr. Wojo says your horror short films are great too.
Oh, yeah. I have I have a lot of where I do footage and I tell the story, that like I'm narrating the story and showing different like footage, like stock footage really. I'll throw in there. And I did make a short film called Fighting Darkness that I'm trying to turn into a book, because I'm determined to write this story in a book. It has to be. It's just I created this story, and it's huge. It's bigger than that 5 minutes that I had to film, and I want to
Mhm.
put it in a book. So I'm trying to do that. Yes, the
You were.
um,
You were.
I was
Did you scream? Did you
I,
scream?
right. I did. I was
Okay.
my head got bashed in with that one. Mallet 2. I was in Mallet 2. The director is my good friend Jody Dean. Um, so yeah, he's gonna put me in a couple of more films that's gonna be coming up too. So
Sweet.
watch out for that.
Absolutely. Oh my
Yeah,
God, that's awesome. What is the name of your YouTube channel?
yeah. It's Sam's Pretty Paranormal. That's what it's.
I'm gonna have to subscribe to that.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
because I'm really interested now. I didn't know
Yeah.
you did this kind of work, you know?
Yeah. I do that. I've dabbled in true crime a little bit, but
Sure.
I I don't. I kind of backed off a little bit from that, because that's like a
Okay.
little. That's a little You got to be careful in that area of the YouTube
Oh, I
street.
bet, man. Because talking about nightmares and dreams, hell, you
Right,
know what I mean?
and yeah, the last one I did was on Sebastian Rogers. Sparky knows exactly the case I'm talking about. That case is wild. If you
Okay.
ever get an inkling to listen to about it's still it's going on. It's a current. It's not been solved.
What's the
Um,
name?
it's Sebastian Rogers out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. There's a lot there. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I done one video on that, I'm just thankful that's where I stopped. That's all I'm gonna say. Because it's been crazy with that case and YouTube content creators. Like, there's a lot of people
Right.
getting in trouble. So
Well, my dear friend, thank you so much for being on. We got about a minute left. Okay. Would you like to put the last word in for tonight? And how can people get a hold of you?
well, I just want to say first, thanks to everybody who come out and watched. Um, and you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's all the same. Sam's Pretty Paranormal. So yeah.
Awesome. Again, thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And maybe next year, we'll have you. I'll have you on again, and we can get a caught up. Catch up on what you're doing. Good
Sure, I
luck
would
with
love that.
awesome. Good luck with everything you do.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
good luck to you. I believe it. I believe in you, Sam, and I really mean it when I say that. I believe
Thank
in
you.
you that you can do that.
Thank you.
Children,
Thank
if
you.
you
I appreciate
can,
it.
oh, you're welcome, hon. Children, if you can, please go to your parents, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents and if you have no children, find someone, okay, and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And please, please, please remember Christmas time, there's a lot of mental illness that's happening, and there's a lot of people who are hurting. And if you see somebody hurting, just like sit and talk, buy them a coffee. And on that note, everybody, I want to say good night. I will be having a show on Sunday, and I will be having a show on Christmas Eve. And hopefully, y'all can be there. And on that note, Merry Christmas, everybody.